listening to pause. We pause for a second or two. This is episode 52, Long Pausing. If you ever watch animals just doing their thing, going about their day, you will often see, and this is true for many animals, if not maybe all animals, you will see that frequently they will, for no apparent reason, they will just pause and just sit or lie down and just look out into the air, look out into space for a long time. This is a very naturally occurring phenomenon among all living beings. But for different reasons, we people have stopped doing this. Not as much, at least, as we used to. Long pausing. Today's episode is about this natural phenomenon, long pausing. It is when we, for some reason or for no reason at all, just pause and we just do nothing for well, at least a couple of minutes, maybe 10 minutes, maybe half an hour. We just do nothing, stare into space, just are, just being. Long pausing is it's something I really like doing. I do it all the time. A big reason why this material comes to fruition is it has a lot to do with that I like long pausing. So for me, the way I usually do it is that I just sit on the couch or I lie down on my carpet and I just do nothing. I just long pause for everything between 5 minutes up to a couple of hours. And I think it will be logical if I just say some things about what I like about long pausing. Basically, My impression has always been that there is so much going on all the time. Both around me and within me. There's just many parallel layers of things going on all at the same time. So if I am out and about, or if I am on the internet, or if I am reading a book, or listening to music, there is so much going on, regardless of what it is I am taking in. And as I have done something, been out and about, or watched a movie, or read a book, or anything, then it can feel like there is a lot of stuff inside of my body, inside of my mind, that just wants to find its proper place. Like I have been out shopping and just bought a bunch of stuff, metaphorically speaking. I've just bought a bunch of stuff, and then when I get home I need to sort all these things. All these things need to be put in their proper place in my home. It's like that. Especially in these times that we are experiencing right now. There is so much going on all the time. In the news, in the advancement of technology, in politics, in economics. There is so much going on. There are so many different layers and motion going here and there. And then, as we just sit on the couch or lie down on the carpet, just stare up into the ceiling, there is nothing going on there. And there is never anything going on up in the ceiling. It's just a ceiling. And in between each of these episodes of pause that I am making, I have a number of different occasions when I just do nothing, when I do long pausing. 10 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour, and just there are no impressions there. There's just the uneventful ceiling, the uneventful white ceiling, or just looking at the furniture or the things in my home. And while we do this, when we long pause, just in the same way that we may see maybe our dog do a long pause, or a bird when we are out walking, or just about any animal. In the same way, when we long pause, all the impressions that we have accumulated, all the thinking we need to do, will have the time and space to just sort itself out. There is not really much active. There's not that much activity on our part necessarily. Things just seem to sort themselves out if we just make the time for it and long pause. And another favorite thing of mine about long pausing is that it is always during long pauses, and actually often during the really long pauses. Sometimes, a couple of times every week, I just lie on the carpet for a couple of hours, just doing nothing. Personally, that works for me. And I just do nothing. I just lie there. Sometimes I change my position, but that's about it. And no music, no TV, nothing. Just silence and me. And it's not like I'm meditating. It's nothing like that. It's nothing formal like that. I'm just lying there, really. Like any animal would do, I guess. And during these longer long pauses, say that I have been laying there for 1.5 hours, maybe 2 hours. Then after some time, all the impressions in my mind have sort of found their place within me, within my psyche. And when that has happened, when all the sorting business is sort of done with, then ideas start coming. Really unexpected ideas, actually. So if you ever click around or scroll around among the content that I am creating, or if you look at the pause framework of emotional skills, and maybe you stumble upon something that makes you go, that's quite original, I haven't seen that before, or that was clever, or this is nice. Chances are high that the very thing that you are stumbling upon has sort of, the idea behind it has sort of come to me during one of these long pauses. It's sort of like when my mind is bored enough. If I've been laying there for 2 hours and my mind is starting to go really bored. There's nothing going on, nothing. And my mind is not even that interesting to myself anymore, because I've just been lying there with it for hours. And then it's sort of like this naturally occurring creativity starts happening. So these ideas come, and I don't really force them, they just come out of sheer boredom. And they're really cool because they feel sort of like gifts. So the job, the effort that I am putting in is to just allow myself to get really bored. I just lie there and get extremely bored for a couple of hours. And then when there is nothing left to sort, it's sort of like I get these gifts, these ideas that feel quite unique, or personal at least. And these ideas make my life more interesting. They make my life more colorful. And it is very fun, and it is a great pride of mine that I have something to show. Like, hey, look at this. Look at what I thought of. It's a really it's a really fulfilling phenomenon. And lastly, there is also yet another cool consequence of these long pauses. Often when we watch the news, or when we think about the world, it can seem very full of despair. It can feel and be presented as nihilistic, like it's all going to hell. However, something that at least rings true to me, if you try this, maybe you will find the same or not, I don't know. But for me, when I do these long pauses, and I do them regularly, that sort of despairing, nihilistic narrative that is going around in media, it doesn't really ring true. And oftentimes, my feeling is that despairing sort of tone in the writing and in the news coverage, that sort of despairing tone to me just seems like a writer or a reporter or a journalist who just needs some downtime, who just needs some pausing. Like many articles now, many pieces of news is formulated as this thing is going to hell, or this really horrible thing will happen, or soon it will be like this, and then something really bleak is being presented. Sometimes these news come true. That's a fact, of course. But many times they don't. Many times they are pure speculation. And all those times when they don't come true and they just turn out to be speculation, it just feels like they were put together by people who just have forgotten about their natural ability to just rest and long pause, like every animal needs. So the piece of news may be about the conflict between two nations, perhaps. But in reality, maybe the piece of news is just about the writer being stressed out, not having had downtime in 2 months, maybe. And it is my experience that we people just seem to confuse each other many times when we just have not had downtime that much, and that we confuse each other often unnecessarily. Long pausing is really cool, and the more you do it, the more you will want it. That's it for today. Thank you.